Hey now.
So I have a quick review. I'm not going to get into bending material and all that hoopla. I just want to do a quick analysis of the Cyclops ring roller versus the Baileigh ring roller, because these two are the most comparable ring rollers on the market right now. Now this one you have to buy off eBay from a guy in England. Baileigh, you can buy these in the United States. These usually come with the base and sell for about $850. These are about $450 in US money, no base. All right, and here we have the rollers. Now on the Cyclops Design, the rollers are definitely a lot wider than what you see on the Baileigh. Now the adjustment on these two is where the critical difference in these machines come into play. With this, you've got a locking and an adjustment. This locks, and this is the adjustment right here. So you can see that move. Now, unfortunately, if you put anything heavier than 1/8 inch mild steel in here, you're gonna have a really hard time. And even then, you're really gonna be struggling to crank down on this. Now they do have some flats for putting a wrench on there, but I don't know, that's kind of cheesy to me. I talked to Baileigh on this machine because I need to roll 1/8 inch stainless through this, and they said it wouldn't do it. I bought it anyway thinking I could go ahead with mild steel, but then I realized later on that I really need the stainless. And then I also got ripped off when I bought this because it was supposed to be a floor model, never used. It was in great condition, but it wasn't. The handle was shattered on this, so I made a new handle, a much better handle, out of aluminum. I made it bigger with knurling, so it's easy to hold. It was pretty much smashed in right there, and I pounded it back out as best I could, but you can see the paint's been pretty much ruined. One thing with this is you can see all the rollers turn when you turn the handle. There's not a lot of gear reduction on this, and as you can see, the handle really isn't that tall compared to what you get with the Cyclops Design. So by and large, this machine's just not going to do what I need it to do. I wanted to buy the Cyclops first anyway, but being that it's in England, it really just kind of, the tariffs and all the stuff going on, I just really was kind of hesitant to want to do that. But after I got this and it came broken and missing things, the handle was broken, it was missing this grub screw, this was all smashed in. To pay $450 for that, I mean, I don't think so. Anyway, I went ahead and I bought some aluminum, I fixed the handle and pounded that out and got the grub screw, and these came with it. These are the tube rollers, and these are I guess rod. And now I don't know if these normally come with this. You'd have to talk to the guy at Cyclops, but this is what he sent me, and these are for bar, different size bar on the one roller. These have what's called POM bushing inserts. It's a specially engineered plastic to withstand a lot of stress. And it's a little bit rough in there. I don't know why that's like that, but I'm gonna have to clean all that up really good. But it's a split wrap POM bushing, and it's got lubrication built into it, but you still want to put some oil on it. I'm going to use silicone oil from 3-in-1, which is a good compatible oil that won't destroy that bushing. Now that plastic is backed, if you can see, it's backed by bronze, so when these wear out, you can replace those. But from what I understand, these are pretty tough wearing, and I think it was pretty smart putting that in here. You can also see that he's got it in there, he's got it in this, got it in there. And why I like that is because as this machine wears out, we're not going to wear out the shafts and the machine itself. We're going to wear out the bushing. We can replace it and keep the machine in good working order. This, not so much. You know, this doesn't have any of that, and it's not even that strong. Now, this machine does have the wider rollers, and it's adjusted using this, and it has a scale so that you can have repeatability if you have different types of parts and you need, you know, certain sizes, where you're going on the scale. And you can see that climbing up. And so if you look inside of here, if we notice that pin there, going through here, we've got this long arm creating a fulcrum, a lever and a fulcrum. And so it has because of that, and then because of this nice handle and this long arm on here, and not this little stupid thing here, we can put a lot more force down on the flat stock that we're rolling through here. So this will easily handle 1/8 stainless, and I'll be able to put wider stock in here as well. And I can always make my own rollers on the lathe. I don't really much care for the knurling because it's going to end up marking up my material, so I'm going to go ahead and make some new rollers and just put these off to the side and use them for something else. Now, when we turn the handle, we only have 2 that are turning, and this one just freewheels. So it also comes with a punch and a couple Allen wrenches, as if I don't have enough Allen wrenches already. If you've kind of noticed, there's a couple things already that's standing out, and I think one of them is obviously they didn't take the plastic off here. The machine is really dirty. There's like crud all over this, and this has got a pretty heavy burr on it. Now I could press on it, it's not going to hurt me, but if I were to run my thumb across there, it would definitely cut me open. As you could see in here, it's pretty rough, and it was the same when I pulled this off. There's one of these in there, so the fit and finish could be a lot better. I haven't seen a lot of complaints on their products. There's only one complaint that I found, and it is a fit and finish complaint. I have watched quite a few videos online, and there is people mentioning that this needed to be cleaned up, the fit and finish was questionable, but everybody still pretty much agreed that the machine was really good. And I think I have to pretty much same way. I don't know what's going on with the fit and finish. It seems like they don't really care to, you know, polish it up and make it nice. They're just making a machine and getting it out. Now, I'm going to tell you my experience with the English. In the English machining world, there is a thing called fettle. Basically, a lot of small English machine shops are going to build something, and then, you know, they build it like a tank, but you get it and you finish it off and polish it off and, you know, get it to how you want it. You fettle with it. I don't know, but I think that may be what we're dealing with here. Maybe he's just backed up and doesn't have the time to finish it, but in my mind, this is the first time I've ever dealt with a product that's kind of unfinished. But that's really kind of where it ends. I mean, this does not have Chinesium feel to it. A lot of Chinesium, yeah, it might have bad finish, but it also has a real cheap feel, like this, operates cheaply like this. This is not like that. Most people that I've seen have been, well, why isn't this finished? But everybody has pretty much said the same thing. It's a great machine. You know, and they make a bunch of different metal tools, different size rollers. They have a brake press. They've got all kinds of stuff on eBay. You just have to check their store out. If you don't mind getting something where you're going to have to take it apart, and I am going to have to take this all apart, clean it all up. I want to make sure that there's none of that going on in here. So I'm going to get that all taken apart and cleaned, and I want to swap the grease out. I want my own grease in there, not his. And, you know, considering how dirty this is, I mean, you know how dirty that is. I just want this thing nice and clean. I don't want that dirt grinding around in that. One thing I want to mention is these gears are cut. They're not stamped or pressed or Chinese gears. From what I understand, Cyclops Design has CNC machines, and that's what these are being made on. So yeah, I think that if you're gonna invest in a good roller, this would be a really good roller to invest in. The communication with the seller on eBay was not good. I tried to have a conversation with them several times, and it just wasn't happening. So you're gonna have to be aware of that. People are different. I know that there's a group of a lot of English people. They just don't like Americans. They have a lot of animosity and bitterness for a lot of reasons. And you know, I worked with a guy from Liverpool for close to 16 years, and he pretty much clued me in on all of this. It may be that he just doesn't like Americans. I'm not saying that's the case, so don't take that to heart. I'm just saying that usually when I'm dealing with sellers on eBay, it's a lot easier to talk to them than with this guy. Now, he did communicate, but only what was barely basically necessary. Just keep all that in mind. The other thing is you're going to pay the tariff, and it was nearly $60 on top of the $450 to get this thing past customs. Anyway, that's pretty much the extent of the review, and you can kind of get a bird's eye view there. One thing I left out here on this shaft, which you might be interested in, turn this thing around real quick, is you can put that handle on the opposite side. And of course there's the Cyclops logo. But yeah, you can take that handle off and put it right there. What I plan on doing is I plan on motorizing this. I have a slow moving motor so it's not moving real fast, so that I can kind of automate and not have to sit there and crank it all the time, because I'm going to be doing production with this machine. Yeah, it's really heavy duty, and I'm really impressed with the overall quality, just not the finish. I would really, like anybody, would like to see the guy maybe take a little more pride in his work and finish it and clean it and make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. But like I said, with that in mind, $850, $450 plus tariffs. I think this is a no-brainer. You know, it's better, it's cheaper. Who cares if you got to clean it up and deburr it a little bit?
So there you go.